Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction. The best guy in terms of grant, right? I wanted that one. And I'm very happy, pleased to be here today. Thank you for inviting me, Chinjo. It's nice to meet you, everyone. So, okay. Today, I'm going to just introduce, United States government's startup support program, and NIH's SBIR program, and brief introduction of what is the program, how does it operate, and also my unique experience, so tips I want to share with Thank you. So I also shared my slides with Hanjong and the staff. So if you want to get a copy of it, they will share with you. So you don't have to take a picture of my slides. It's okay to take a picture of me, but my name is Hwan. I'm the CTO and co-founder of NanoCellect Biomedical. And then NanoCellect Biomedical, we are just developing research tools for cell analysis and cell sorting. But today, I'm not going to talk about our company or our product. I'm going to talk about SBIR mostly. So our company was founded in 2011, and since then I've been CTO, and also I have been a principal investigator of more than 11 NIH SBIR grants and contracts. Some of them were successful, some of them were not successful. So I'm going to share just everything with you today. Okay, so we'll briefly talk about seed funding trend in 2024, and then we'll go to jump directly into the SBIR program, STTR program. So what is SBIR? What is STTR? And then how does it operate? And then my own story with the NIH SBIR, and then conclude. So if you are a startup company founder, right? Let's say deep tech, bioscience, technology, life science startup company. You need money, right? You cannot really start and operate, grow the business, biotech, life science business like a Facebook, right? They really need money. So there are many ways you can raise money. You can borrow money from your parents, friends, or if you have your own money, you can use your own money. Mostly you just reach out to angel investors or venture capitalists and raise funding. But it's not easy, because after COVID, the party is over, because zero interest era is over, and then the pain still continues. Now, some people say that, okay, the market is going to turn around at the end of 2023 or at the end of the first half of 2024, but we are now in June 2024, and I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So pain continues globally, not only in the United States, any sector except for AI, right? And then it is even harder in early stage startup companies. Look at that. Global seed funding investment, angel investment plummets. And also same thing for Series A as well. So then if this is the case, how should we get started, this business, and how should we grow, right? So then US federal government can help you. That's what I'm going to say today. And then there's an interesting article published 10 years ago by in the New York Times. So title of it is America's Underappreciated Entrepreneur is the US federal government. You may wonder, what federal government, such a large, slow, inefficient, bureaucratic organization is an entrepreneur, America's underappreciated entrepreneur, right? So I strongly recommend you to find this and then read this article, because it has a point. So how then, right? Then we have this great programs, SBIR, STTR program. It is often called America's. So let's take a step back and then let's think about the challenges of startup companies and also investors, right? Startup companies, they seeking seed funding, but green, first-time co-founders, they don't have track record, and also their technology may be promising, but a lot of risk. And then the investment market is really tough. And the other side of the table, investors are there with money to invest, but they are having difficulties finding good startups to invest in their money, because it's really difficult to do due diligence, because deep tech companies, their technologies are really, really expensive. And also another thing is sometimes there's psychological informal, right? Fear of missing out. And if you know that Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes, she did pretty good, game, formal game. And then she ended up putting a lot of people, including herself, in big trouble. So startups, they ask investors, hey, we have great technology, why don't you invest money and you'll get healthy return? And investors say that, sure, but can I see your prototype? Well, I need your money to make a prototype. Well, show me prototype first. So right? So it's really hard to, there's no simple way for them to kind of get closer and meet somewhere in the middle. That's when this SBI SCTR steps in and then bring them a little bit closer. Okay? So then what is SBIR and SCTR? So basically, the purpose of this program is to bring science, from the lab to market. So SBIR stands for Small Business Innovation Research. STTR is Small Business Technology Transfer Research. So you can kind of imagine what these programs are, right? So this is basically U.S. government's technical-based startup and then small business support. And its mission is support scientific excellence. And the more important thing is that bring the product science, very innovative science to market commercialization. And then this one was signed. This one was started 1982, about 42 years ago, when Ronald Reagan was the president of the U.S. So the bill was that every U.S. federal agency with more than $100 million of external R&D funding, they must, it's not an option, must set aside 1.25% of their R&D funding for SBIR program. And then he signed the bill into the law. And then since then, yes, it's been growing. So set aside budget requirements for SBIR right now, 2024, it is 3.2%. And then from 1982 to 2019, more than $54 billion of SBIR funding was provided to startup companies, more than 179,000 companies. And then how much is that? Then 3.2%. And the SBIR is about $3.2 billion minimum every year. And then STTR is a kind of satellite program of SBIR. It's much smaller budget, but it's still almost $500 million, every year, right? And then more than 5,000 awards every year is given to innovative companies, life tech, biotech, or military as well. So purpose of the goal is to research, stimulate the technical innovation, but basically it's commercialization. So don't you just do a lot of fancy research, innovative research in the universities or research lab. Don't stop there. Publish paper, patent, that's good, but push a little bit and then make a real impact to the society. So that's the goal and the purpose of that. And then this is the list of US federal agencies that must participate in the program. So you see the DoD, out of more than $3.28 billion, DoD take more than half. So DoD, and then HHS has NIH, CDC, and FDA. They also use $1.15 billion. And then DOE, NSF, NASA, they also spend about $200 to $300 million every year. And then if you see that the grant, the blue pines, those are like a grant. They give SBIR award as a grant form, and then DoD, NASA, and blue pines, they just give as a contract form. So what is contracting agency? What are the granting agency? Basically, granting agency gives award more like a top down. So they define specific area they want to fund, and then so it's a proposal. But on the other hand, grant agencies is bottom up. So smart company founders or university professors, researchers, they initiate some very innovative product, and then they just presented the idea to the US government. Hey, we have a great idea. I want to develop this product, so give us some money. So it's different, but mostly just NIH, they are more like granting agencies. And then SBI and SCTR, they invest in only high risk and high return projects. So they just don't invest maybe incremental improvement project. They just invest really high risk, high return. So risky that even angel investors or venture capitalists, they don't want to invest because it's too risky. then this SBI program steps in and then help startup companies, mitigate those risks, so that reduce the risk, so that venture capitalists or angel investment they can just take on after that. And then what are the benefits of SBI program? One is that this awards they don't have no strings attached. So sometimes you see the great deal in the credit card, and then normally, but you have to read really fine print, right? But they don't have it. It's really open. Then just you propose and you get an award, and then they give you money. That's it. And then another good thing is that US government, they don't take any equity from you. So no equity dilution. So you can get multi-million dollars from the SBIR, but you don't give up any single equity of your company. That's very important to start a company. Also, it's not a loan, so you don't have to pay later, repay later. Even if your startup fails after receiving multi-million dollars SBI funding, there's no obligation to repay. If it fails, okay, just drink a beer, cry, and then move on, right? And then also you develop IP such as patents with SBI funding, and that belongs to you. So we own it. So government, they don't just touch it. That's another good thing. And then even if you start a company successfully exits with the SBI funding, you don't have to just repay the government with a success fee or any type of fee. So if you're just successful and then you make a lot of money, congratulations, drink a beer, congratulations with a friend, and then move to the next one. So that's what you're going to do. And then what is the eligibility of the SBIR STTR application? So first thing is that this is SBIR and STTR is US citizen taxpayer money. So it has to be US business for profit. And then what is small business, right? What's the definition of small? 500 or fewer employees. And then work must be done in the US because it's, and again, US taxpayers. And then individual ownership is important. So more than 50% of your company is owned by individuals like US citizen or the green card holders. Then your company is eligible for applying for this SBI. And then PI, the principal investigator, does not need to be PhD or MD. Okay. And then focus is on performing innovative R&D. So you cannot really purchase general equipment, or you cannot spend this money on sales or marketing those activities, with a few exceptions. And then this is NIH, SBIR, STTR budget allocation. There are so many sub-agencies under NIH, and then NCI, Cancer Institute, and also allergy and infectious disease, aging, and heart, lung, and blood. They spend more than half of the NIH's SBI funding. And the NIH itself, they use more than almost $1.2 billion in 2020. So it's a lot of money. And then, okay, so how much money do they give? So it's a 3-phase program. In case this is NCI's example. So you see that so phase 1 and phase 2 and then phase 2B. So phase 1 is like proof of concept. So and then they give you, if you are selected, they give you $400,000 over 6 to 12 in a month. And then after that, you get successful, and then you apply phase 2, next step. And then once you get selected, it's more like an R&D, research and development. And then they can give you up to $2 million in 2 years. So if you get successfully raise, get awarded phase 1 and phase 2, you raise almost $2.5 million without giving any just equity, right? So it's a really great opportunity to raise funding. And then phase 3 is not really as SBI funding, it's more like in graduation. So since you've successfully finished phase 1 and phase 2, then you're on your own, and then you just generate revenue and then just grow your business. But biotech, life science, and technology, we need more money, more time, especially in diagnostics or clinical applications. You need to go through FDA approval, right? So it takes time and money. So they have phase 3 bridge award. So this is more like a matching funding program. So after phase 2, if your company goes out and then raise funding from private sector investors, VC or angel investors or private companies, and then NCI, they just give you matching funding, 1-to-1, up to $4 million. So for example, if your company raised $4 million from venture capital A and applied for phase 2B, then you get selected, and then NCI will give you $4 million more to your company. And then this $4 million, you don't have to give up any of it. So that's a great opportunity. So yeah, this is how much will they give. And then what's the success rate? Is it competitive? Yes, it is competitive, but not too bad. So if you look at this SBIR, and STTR success rate by each phase, so phase 1, maybe 20%. So 1 out of 5 gets selected. And then phase 2, almost half, right? 40% gets selected. And phase 3, nearly 50%. So it's competitive, it's not easy, but also it's not impossible. So if you are willing, if you are eager to start your own business and develop a product, and also you have a good technology and you have a great team, why not? Try this. And then was it's a simple application process. So search topics. 70% of that is an omnibus. You present basically bottom-up approach. And then 30% is contract, it's more top-down approach. To search the topic, if you have an innovative idea, if not, then keep looking. If you have it, then contact program officer in NIH. And then ask them, whether just share your idea. I want to submit a proposal about this. What do you think? And they just give you, good feedback and the write a strong proposal and submit it. And then after 3 months after you submit it, they just the scientific review group will review your proposal, and then they'll send you review summary carefully and then you need to read their summary really carefully. So if your application was not selected, okay, go out and beer and try it maybe one day, one night, and then read review summary very carefully, because you need to think about why our applications were not rejected, were not selected. So then after you call program officer and ask him or her why, and then you can decide whether you're going to resubmit it or give up or transfer to another agency. Or if you're lucky, you are going to be funded, then party, have a beer or wine, and then go back to your review summary and then very carefully and contact program officer and then ask him or her when is it going to start and is there any additional support. Sometimes they have additional funding and give you like $500,000 for buying instrument or the wages. So this is just simple in the process. So in our company, NanoCellect, we were founded in 2010, spin-off from UC San Diego, and I'm one of the co-founder. And until we raised Series A funding in middle 2016, we only operated our company through SBIR and from NIH SBIR. And from 2010 to 2019, total, we have raised $11 million from NCI, NIBIB, and then NIDA, and drug abuse, and also general medicine, and also National Center for Research and Resources. So, and then after that, we raised a Series A, and then Series B, Series C, Series D. So we continue our journey with people. And then thanks to NIH, me and my co-founders, we were first-time entrepreneurs. So we proved our technology was feasible. And then we eliminated early stage technical risks. And also we eliminated the early stage business risks. And then we, first-time founders, we got trained well how to operate lean, right? So NIH gives really generous money, but it's not a lot of money. So we need to be really careful and creative to spend that money, right? That's really important. And then one important thing is that from 2010 to 2016, we did not give up any single equity to anybody else until we closed the Series A investment. And then company valuation increased tremendously between 2010 to 2016, because here our value must be $1 probably, and then 2016 got multiple tens of millions of dollars. And then even after Series B, you can still continue internal R&D project, which is really important for innovative startups. And there are many SBIR, STTR, and success stories. 23andMe, Illumina, or Biogen, Qualcomm, or Intuitive Surgical. Intuitive Surgical, their product is a diabetes robot, right? Surgery robot. And if you are interested in more success stories, please visit sbir.gov and showcase. there are so many inspiring stories. So just to conclude my talk, and there are so many reasons, but the top 9 reasons why you should consider SBIR, especially in this market, right? More than $3.5 billion is available for you if you have innovative technology and if you are eager to bring your science, your technology into the market. And then there's no equity dilution, right? You can keep your 100% of your equity for you, your co-founder, and your future employees. And it's not a loan. So even if it fails, that's fine. Drink a beer, you can move on. And then potentially you can leverage a tool to attract venture capital or angel investors. Because if you successfully carry out, let's say 1 or 2 SBI grants, then you mitigate technical risk or any early stage risk, and they can be more attractive to venture capitalists and investors. And then another thing is that the number 9, this is what I really like. It's also, if you just turn the table, it is a great opportunity for you to make important contribution to the United States to make people's life, quality of their life better. So if you want to know more about SBIR, STTR, and they have a really great the webpage. You can watch more than 55 online courses. And they introduce about agency overview, what's the basic, the data rates, all more and just more detailed information on top of what I just told to you today. And then if you still want more, you can visit my blog. You can search YouTube. Or 4 years ago, I also wrote this 30-page report with Korean NRF. So if you can take a download and then read and watch the video. For non-Korean speakers, I'm sorry, but these are all Korean. But if you're really interested, you can use ChatGPT. I actually tried one of my blog posting and translate into English ChatGPT. Actually, it did a pretty good job. So, and then if you read or watch the video, if you have more questions, you can always reach out to me through email and then visit my blog. And then just put the thumb. Thank you.
So thank you for the presentation. If you have a prototype, our prototype down to and I'm going to departments. It's better to put in the email, like the link to the demo.
Email to program officer?
Yes.
Why not?
So yes, you recommend putting the link to
yeah, just contact the program officer. With as much information as possible.
Because with the NSF application, you just write 500 words, so like they don't give you any opportunity.
Application is different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so this is program officer.
Yeah. Before you apply, submit your application, just contact, and then have like maybe 30-minute or 1 hour phone call.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so I have a second follow-up question. What is so let's say you get rejected, is it like you said, read their feedback really carefully?
Yeah.
Try to get a follow-up. Is it better? Can you submit right away again? Like
if you like, you can.
you can.
Yeah.
So there's no like time period where you have to wait.
So it's different. Every agency has slightly different policy, but NIH you can resubmit as a new position.
Okay.
But before you do that, I strongly recommend you to contact program officer.
Yes.
And they will give you some advice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So other questions?
I want to know the detail of Facebook. They to get before do I have to do the full concept?
You need to present how you prove your proof of concept. How do you show the feasibility of the technology as a
Then do I have to make a product or manual
prototype?
just
Prototype. And then so deliverable of a phase 1 is the prototype. And then deliverable of phase 2 is a beta pilot in general.
and especially, how they define the pilots, that they can, maybe they will be like, that, yeah, how they define that, how this very
Right. That's a very good question. So your application is reviewed by a group of experts, like 30 people, and then half of them from universities, another half from industry. They get together and they read carefully your application. And then one of the review criteria is significance. How significant is this technology? If this becomes a product, what is the impact of that? Right. So all those, that 30 reviewers, they just vote, and then the investor and all the experts, they just review and then they give the score to. So they basically evaluate the significant impact of it.
Then, so actually, I want to know the tax base. Because if I want to apply for biology company, biology product, but if I want to utilize AI, then how can they define specify for biology work? How can they do it?
Yeah, so if you go to sbir.gov and then search AI plus biology, for example, there have been numerous RFP requests for proposals, and then it's requested by many different agencies, NSF, DoD, or NIH, many different ones. So if you have technology related to AI, you're in a pretty good spot right now. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, so. Have to.